Our top focus this evening. The world of politics in Karnataka is always much talked about. Pot shots, horse trading, and behind the scenes settlements are not new. But the political discourse has now reached a new low. Former Chief Minister of the state, H.D. Kumaraswamy, launched a scathing attack on Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and equated his attendance at the Australia versus Pakistan match with the Emperor Nero, who had famously watched Rome burn while playing his fiddle. Now, taking to X, H.D. Kumaraswamy took a dig at Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, saying, when Rome was burning, Nero was playing the violin. Here people were in trouble, and Nero of Karnataka was watching a cricket match. Unquote. Now, the timing of Sidda's visit is surely questionable, and with the state of Karnataka facing electricity issues, it would seem insensitive of the Chief Minister to enjoy himself. But the same can be said for BJP and its leaders, who were seen attending matches well before Siddaramaiah. Now, as to why Kumaraswamy chose to target Siddaramaiah while watching a World Cup match is definitely a mystery. First, let's listen to the report filed by Neha, and then we'll get the conversation going.
Politics in the state of Karnataka continues, with the Congress and the JDS now locking horns over an important issue in the state. That's the people's issue, whether it concerns electricity or the farmers' issues or several others. Now, JDS Supremo H.D. Kumaraswamy has in fact hit out at the Chief Minister here, questioning how he was sitting back and enjoying a cricket match at a time when the state is suffering with several issues. Now, on the other hand, the Chief Minister too has hit back and said that this is nothing but a desperate attempt by the JDS Supremo. Remember that while the state elections have in fact concluded and the Congress party managed a thumping victory in the state, what remains now is the Lok Sabha elections, and that's something that we're seeing the tone being set for by all the politicians in the state.
All right, to discuss this further, I'm being joined in by my guests this evening. Let me take this opportunity to introduce them. GS Prashant, BJP spokesperson, Bhavya Narasimhamurthy, Congress spokesperson, and Prashanti SG, JDS spokesperson. Good evening, all of you. Thank you very much. Great to see all of you back here on Mirror Now. Bhavya, let me begin with you. Of course, Kumaraswamy is mincing no words while giving the statement that he has. How does the Congress really look at this?
Usually this name-calling low politics is a style of BJP, and now the JDS is hand in hand with BJP. I understand if they're following the same style. But I would have really appreciated Kumaraswamy sir if he had criticized the government based on some facts, or if it was really the thing, whatever he said, comparing Siddaramaiah sir to Nero. It's really not appreciated, and for a politician of his stature, I don't think he should have used such a comparison. Anyways, I would like to give some facts to the JDS party and the BJP party so that, they appreciate what the government is doing and criticize logically. So from 2013 to 2018, when Siddaramaiah sir was the chief minister, he increased the power generation capacity of Karnataka by 11,200 megawatt. And after 18, till now, the BJP government has not increased it even by 1 megawatt. And today, as we all know, there is less rainfall and there is scarcity of rain, and because of which the reservoirs are, drying out. The power generating capacity has gone down.
Bhavya, I'd have to interject you there. Though you're talking about what essentially happened before, since you're talking about facts, I just want to bring to your notice as to what Kumaraswamy has said. In fact, he is stating that the current government is motivated by seeking commissions. According to him, apparently the state has an installed capacity of 32,912 megawatts, but currently generates only around 12,000 megawatts due to mismanagement. So essentially, he's giving out facts as well. So how would you read into that?
There are two allegations that he is making right now. One about commission and the other about generating power lesser than its original capacity. Like I said, regarding generating the power lesser than its original capacity, that's due to lesser rainfall. And coming to the commission part, if you remember, I had a same debate, I think, on the same network regarding some pen drive that he wanted to bring it and give you media people, which he never did. So just these baseless allegation is not something Congress, gonna, worry about. We don't really care about this baseless allegations about commission.
Okay.
This was the style of BJP with whom the JDS is hand in hand with, the 40% commission. Back then, even they agreed with it. And now to blame Congress without any, evidence to prove this. And he keeps saying that he has some pen drive and keeps it in his pocket and not give it to even the media, or even, complain against it.
Okay, let me, Bhavya, you essentially say that the Congress is not worried about these allegations and it's a desperate attempt like what Siddaramaiah stated too. Prashanti, okay, I'll come back to you, Bhavya. Prashanti, essentially the Congress party going on to say this is baseless allegations, number one. Siddaramaiah also going on to state that this is a desperate attempt made by Kumaraswamy and the party.
Yes, here what we first have to think as a state, okay, we have to think about the people of Karnataka. So here what, Kumaraswamy stated was exactly the way it is. See, if the Rome was burning and Nero was playing violin, it's the same thing was happening. And when Karnataka is burning with scarcity of electricity, Siddaramaiah and the DCM are all watching cricket. It was still okay if it was like we had no problem. There is a lot of other issues also. See, the government is artificially creating an electricity shortage by reducing power generation below the state's installed capacity. And power purchases are motivated by seeking commissions. Not just this, you have seen the transfer commissions and other commissions. It's a racket going on in this current government. So at the same time, like you said, 32,912 megawatts, which was supposed to be, installed. That's the installed capacity of our state. But now we are, it is only 12,000 megawatts just due to mismanagement, like you said. Yes, that's true. Why is it happening? It's just because the issue has to be escalated. They plan that if the issue escalates, the more you collect, you are going to collect a lot of commission by buying from the private companies. And this is the plan to mint and loot money from every taxpayer and also from Karnataka. This, MP election is coming, and there is already there's already a kind of commission which we, as a Karnataka state government, who is supposed to be giving to the central, this is all being discussed by them. So to mint the money and to give it to the central government, these are all the ways to by commission racket and by a transfer racket, and these are the ways they are minting and looting Karnataka. This is the burning cause. And also, this time we had a rainfall shortage also. Due to rainfall shortage, all the farmers, most of them has committed suicide. Who is responsible for this? And when the farmers are dying, here Karnataka chief ministers are watching, the match. Isn't this pathetic? Isn't this, shameful for them? This is my question. Aren't they ashamed of, seeing our farmers dying when there's when there is no rainfall at all in Karnataka? They're not worried about the Kaveri water? Lot of things, development issue. This time there is no.
All right, Prashanti, essentially there are, of course, burning questions. We have seen how Kaveri water and the shortage of water as well for the state has been a burning question. But Prashant, let me get you in on this, right? How does the BJP, of course, look at this, number one? But what Prashanti said is very critical in terms of the fact that the citizens ultimately, the farmers as well, are ignored with the way the situation is in the state. But before you say that, I would also want to point out that top BJP union cabinet leaders were also present at the match. So how do you really look at this entire situation for the state as far as politicians taking cognizance of the matter is concerned?
Nivedhana, firstly, I would like to wish you and all your viewers happy Navaratri and Vijayadashmi. Now, coming to the issue on hand, where do we stand? What is this Karnataka's Nero moment? This is not about Siddaramaiah in isolation sitting and enjoying an Australia versus Pakistan game. He has done it, and whether he wants to support Pakistan or not, I'm not getting onto that. But Now, let me bring out on facts. They have purchased 33 Toyota hybrid Innovas at about 10 crore cost. And you had the rights on contractors and the money is directly linked to Congress. So this government is a highly corrupt one. They are insensitive to the people's needs. You spend 10 crores and purchase luxury vehicles for the ministers when the state is having severe drought. Farmers are committing suicide, and this government conducted its 100-day program, 100th day celebrations in Mandya when farmers are committing suicide. And even now, water has been continuously being diverted to Tamil Nadu, and these people have no regard for the welfare of the farmers. And you also had a sitting minister who had the audacity to sit through an event where money was being flung. So this shows the mindset of the Congress, which is anti-people. This is nothing to do with BJP wanting to politicize. We are not politicizing sports. If we had to politicize sports, would we let Pakistan play in India? Definitely not. So therefore, we are not bringing in politics in sport at all. But there was no need for Siddaramaiah to go and cheer for Pakistan in a Australia versus Pakistan match. I understand in Himachal Pradesh, the Congress chief minister and the BJP leaders both were sitting together watching an India game. We appreciate it. But what was the need for...
But Prashant, we're not talking about which leader
Pakistan
supported which team. I mean, that's a different conversation altogether. But essentially putting the focus on the fact that when Karnataka is facing several issues, with the fact that now what the JDS has gone up to rake up is HDK going on to state that Siddaramaiah has been attending this match. So, Bhavya, before we wrap up, what Prashant ideally said is that the current government is insensitive to people's needs. And this was not actually called for as far as what Prashanti also did go on to state.
I really pity them because they have zero idea as to what steps the government has taken. So I would like to school them. The government has decided and given... One second, let me finish. Let me tell you what are the steps we have taken to cover
Prashant, I'll come back to you. Let me quickly get Bhavya to counter that, because ideally the BJP and the JDS have both said... Prashant, I'll give you a moment. Let Bhavya make her point, Prashant. I'll come back to you.
They're going to tell us what we wear, how we think also. Okay. So, Karnataka government has made it very clear that the farmers should get 5 hours of uninterrupted power. One. And from UP and Punjab government, we are buying electricity 300 megawatt and 600 megawatt on a short-term basis this November, which will be returned in monsoon, during monsoon next year. And we will be buying out all the stressed out electricity from other states, one. And we have our efforts in place to, improve renewable energy sources. 1 second. And Karnataka plans to purchase 1,500 megawatt of power on short-term basis, one. And we are planning to add additional power capacity for Pavgada solar power of 300 megawatts and Kalburgi 500 megawatts. There are n number of, this thing that we are taking. Under Section 11 of Electricity Act, we have guided every power generating units to generate maximum power and supply to the state grid. We have given all of these memos or whatever, these are the steps we have taken. And I would like to tell BJP people, enough of this. Enough of you telling us what we need to watch, what we need to wear, what we need to eat, how we need to think, whom we are friends with, whom we are enemies with. Enough is enough. Who are you to tell, a chief minister or even a normal citizen what match they can watch and what they cannot? Who are you to tell that? Isn't this too much? And you just assume that he went and supported Pakistan.
All right, Bhavya, as you make those points to the fact that what the government has essentially done in terms of the power outage that the state is facing, about this match. Okay, Prashant. All right, Bhavya, I'd have to interject you there. Bhavya, I'd have to interject you there. I gave you time to make your point. Prashant, I'm coming to you. Yes, go ahead and please make your point.
Yes. See, firstly, the amount of money found in the Congress corporator's house of 42 crores. It is directly linked to Congress. So this is only diversionary tactic by Congress. There is no development. Not a single kilometer of road has been laid. No development activity taking place. And there is so much infighting within Congress. The number of camps that are coming up day to day. that you had the Shiv Kumar camp, you have the Siddaramaiah camp, you have Shamnu Shivshankar camp, you have Parameshwara camp, and now Satish Jarkiwali coming up with Belagavi camp. The governance has probably taken the last seat. There is no governance happening at all. On top of it, you have a highly corrupt government, insensitive to farmers and citizens' needs. They're only trying to rattle some numbers saying we're purchasing power, returning to the UP and Punjab in the evenings. This is not going to help. Though we have been warning them for 3 months, saying that you're looking at a power shortage, no positive steps were taken for the last 150 days, excepting making announcements of their schemes. And the corruption, which has reached probably the peak now in the 4 months of the Congress government, you've seen how corrupt it is. You started the transfer scam. Same 2 officers were posted for the same post, and they have taken charge. Who was responsible for that? And now you have the drought, you have the farmer suicide, you have load shedding, which will have an impact on the industries and consequently the state GSDP. All these things don't matter to Siddaramaiah and Shivkumar. All that they're wanting to make is money to fund elections. Whether it is Telangana elections, Mizoram, Rajasthan or Madhya Pradesh, they are wanting to collect money from contractors as their pastime. To cover up these things, they are trying to have these optics of saying that he's a sport lover, and we are not telling what game to watch. Let him watch whatever games. But we understand that there was no necessity for him that day because India was not even playing. So what was the need for Siddaramaiah to, instead of taking up pro-people measures, going there and sitting with the entire cabinet there to watch a Australia-Pakistan match? Which is why we are debating. We are not even saying let him watch sports. We are not.
Okay, Prashant, I'm going to interject you there. Essentially, you are going on to call the current Congress government a corrupt government, and that is exactly what even Prashanti, I'm going to get you in a minute as well, but what H.D. Kumaraswamy was also calling the Congress is Scamgress. So, Bhavya, I would want you to counter what Prashant said, then I'll go across to Prashanti.
Oh, yes. You know, this is such an irony. If BJP was in power in Karnataka, they had a means to collect, their funding for elections in other states through 40% commission. Now that they are not in power, and back then the IT raids used to be on the politicians, usually the opposition.
You're collecting commission?
I would also like to give you facts. Let me finish it. 1 second. But now they want to do raids. What nonsense. How can you say something so stupid? Let me finish my point and then you can
what is
conclude,
that you're talking
right?
about? We doing raids. IT and ED are independent agencies. Your DCM
because
was
you
in
did
Tihar
collect
jail on corruption charges.
Your ministers have resigned during your tenure. Show
exactly.
us
If there
one
was a
case where
corruption
we have
charge, our
collected
ministers have
commission if you
resigned.
have.
Whereas
But your
your
ministers have even resigned owing to a
your
person
DCM
even
is on
committing
bail.
suicide.
Your
Your own
DCM
party
is on
worker
bail.
committing suicide.
He was in Tihar jail on corruption
Now
charges.
today the IT raid happens against private contractors.
Prashant, I'll give you an opportunity, but if you both talk over each other, viewers will not be able to make
commission.
Bhavya and Prashant, I will give you an opportunity, but just for the benefit of our viewers, let Bhavya, make her point.
Yeah.
Yes, Bhavya, go ahead.
Now that they are not in power, they go against, when they were in power, the IT raids were on opposition leaders. Now that they are not in power, because they had a means, to get their commission to fund other elections. But today that they are not in power, they're going against these private contractors and blackmail them and collect funds. This is as simple as that. Let me give you some facts of what happened during UPA tenure. During UPA tenure, around 54% of IT raids happened on opposition. But during NDA tenure, out of 122 or something, 114 people on whom the politicians, the IT raids happened, were from opposition. Almost 98% were on opposition leaders. And today they are going against these private contractors, and IT department has released a press note, and nowhere have they mentioned any connection with those contractors and Congress politicians. They just want to come up with these stuff, cook up their lies, and there is no base. These are baseless, because I can show you the press note from IT department where they have not mentioned of any.
Okay, Bhavya, I'd have to interject you there. Essentially, you are going on to state it is baseless allegations. The BJP going on to state that this is insensitive to the needs of the people. There was no need for Siddaramaiah to be attending that match. But before we wrap up, want to get Prashanti to give her closing
We have not
views as well.
targeted anybody.
Prashanti, I did see you want to make a point, so please do
We have
come in
not targeted
before we wrap
anybody.
up.
In fact,
Prashanti,
UPA,
please go ahead.
What I would like
1
to say
and 2
is,
was the most corrupt central government ever.
okay. First of all, Congress knew we had informed about the hydropower, to generate hydropower electricity through coal mines, which they have not even thought about it. And they're already ready to go and buy from other states, which is really not needed. But why are they not thinking of any other alternatives? Don't even they know how to generate power through other sources? Don't they know? Are they so dumb? And second of all, I would like to say is, see, the richest political leader in Karnataka, not just in Karnataka, and throughout India, it could be D.K. Shivakumar, and we have the complete details about it. 79 crores he had in 2014-15. Now it is 1,490 crores. How did this happen? How did the income come? All these things have to be known. This Congress party is completely a looting party. They have come here not to save people or to support Karnataka. They've come here to loot people and make the money of the taxpayers. That's all. That is their agenda, and that is propaganda they are doing. And for that, they are ready to do or die for, to win the election, ready to do or die for, by giving guarantee cards or anything. And still now, 5 guarantee cards has not been, for few they've got, and rest of the people have not got any kind of whatever, benefits they are supposed to be, the government has to be given. They've not got. And there are many women who've been complaining about it. The, youth has been complaining about the employment and a lot of other issues. Why these core issues will not been even spoken about by Siddaramaiah? This is what exactly Kumaraswamy want to say when we are burning, when Karnataka is burning, youths are fighting for, they don't have jobs and farmers are dying. That's what Kumaraswamy is trying to say. We here, when people are burning, you're happily going and watching the cricket. Is that what the political leader has to be, is supposed to be doing at this time? Is this time? They have to watch. There is no development. There is no progress at all in Karnataka. This is why we are all feeling. See, and Bhavya says here, we are not supposed to say anything. We are the opposition party. We are supposed to be telling you what wrong you're doing, what right you're doing. And we have all rights to say this. And if we say, that is why we are opposition.
Okay, so the opposition has every right to criticize the current government, Prashanti, is what you say. Before we wrap up, Prashant, I want to just give you an opportunity to make that last point before I went ahead to Prashanti earlier. Prashant, go ahead.
Ultimately, what we are trying to convey is the corruption in Congress government now. Take from the transfer scam to the contractor IT raids. Bhavya was trying to say that IT press release does not contain anything about Congress. No, IT department will not come out and say it is settled into Congress. You have a mechanism when the senior most officer of the department has authorized his officers to go and conduct a raid, and statements are recorded as per Income Tax Act under section 131 and 132(4), and therefore the statement should be recorded, and based on the statements recorded and evidence gathered during the search, investigation will be carried out. Now it is clear that the persons who were raided by the income tax was based on information with the income tax department about cash. If there was nothing, how was 42 crores of cash found? When we are talking about digital India and moving towards a cashless economy, what business did the Congress?
Okay, Prashant, I have to interject you there because we're digressing from the subject. But essentially, both the opposition parties in Karnataka going on to state that they have every right to question the current government in the state as far as ignoring the needs of the people are concerned. But Prashant, Prashanti and Bhavya, thank you very much for taking the time out and joining us here this evening on News at 7. We're going to leave the conversation at that. But we continue.